Hyman Khan here for Seconds Out with British Boxing Hall of Famer Joe Gallagher. I thought I'd bring a smile to your face, Joe. How you doing?
Yeah, okay. First time I've been introduced like that. It sounds weird. So, yeah, thanks. All good, mate.
Good to hear. Good to see the gym, like we just mentioned, flying right now. A lot of fighters with dates, new additions to the gym, all gelling well and nicely. How you feeling heading into a number of fight dates?
Yeah, I think we're busy for, 6-7 weekends consecutively, starting in May the 11th, obviously Paul Butler's IBO world title fight, on the undercard of Callum Johnson, Mikey Talon, Clark Smith. Yeah, and then everyone else that's on after it, Josh Holmes, Billy Dennis, they've got fights coming up, Lawrence Okolie, Jack Massey, Natasha Jonas, hopefully, but I don't think that's got to happen now. But she's in the gym, she's training, and the whole gym, as you see down there, once everyone's got fight days, there's a different mood, and everyone's on it.
Starting with Paul, with his fight date for the IBO world title, just speaking to him earlier, he says that, look, there's no bones about it. Get this IBO world title and it's a bargaining chip for something bigger in the future and maybe one final crack at getting another world title under his belt. Is that what your gauge is as well with Paul, trying to get that one last opportunity for him or more if it can come?
Yeah, obviously it's an opportunity for him to fight for the IBO, become Liverpool's first three-time world champion. He was Liverpool's first two-time world champion. Natasha's Liverpool's first two-weight world champion. So for Paul to become a three-time world champion, obviously you've seen what it's done with Eubank Jr. with the IBO, Lyndon Arthur, it got him a seat at the table with Bibble with that IBO. So same with Paul. Paul wins this IBO and we've got a big fight lined up. So we've just got to take care of this, keep our eye on the prize, get it, and then look forward to the big fight.
Important for Jack as well to not get lost amongst the shuffle of the cruiserweights where a lot of action is happening right now in that division. Yeah,
Jack Massey, in my opinion, is one of the most improved cruiserweights in the country over the last 12, 18 months. I think his performance against Joe Parker and what Joe's gone on and done is even looking better and better over the period of time what Joseph has gone on and done. Jack Massey's in the gym training. You've seen him today sparring with Callum Johnson, Lawrence Okolie, and he's really improving. And I can see why people are avoiding Jack Massey. No one wants to talk about him. No one wants to fight him. No one wants to challenge him. Jack was desperate to try and get the fight with Billam Smith till it got with Riakporhe, and he wants to fight the winner of that fight as well. But everyone seems to be sleeping on Jack Massey at the moment. But I'm telling you now, when he gets the opportunity, he's got to take it with both hands.
For some of the younger talents like the likes of Sean, Mikey and such, what is the plans for them before they get to the end of the year?
Yeah, well, Sean Yaxley is out in a British title eliminator up in Scotland, 154 against Sutherland, so that's him lined up. Mikey Talon, he's fighting on the May the 11th, then we've got to get him out in June, and then we've got to look at some type of title for him then after that. He's progressing very well. He said the other day, the Mikey Talon now, if you sparred the kid, Mikey Talon that walked in 12 months ago, he'd absolutely destroy. He's really improving really quickly, and I think we're going to have to move quickly with Mikey. Is that good a talent? Clark Smith suffered some injuries in the past, but he's up and running, sparred well today with Sean, and yeah, he's just got steady progress, keep going. Yeah, so for the young ones coming through, that's it. Then we've got Joe Cooper, an exceptional amateur, has just turned professional with Frank Warren, just been before the board for his licence, and he'll be making his pro debut at the end of May, beginning of June, hopefully. He's a really talented amateur. I think it was 28 wins, only one loss, and that was in the Europeans, and won numerous national titles. So he's an exciting talent as well that we should all keep an eye and look out for in the summer.
Out of breath there.
There's just that many. I'm just like, whoa. So there you go, yeah.
Well, you're the man for the job, Joe. Natasha Jonas, speaking to Natasha, it seemed like maybe the direction was the rematch with Michaela Mayer, but she was saying doesn't seem to be that interest on the other side, which, you know, coming from the talk afterwards, you might have thought that there might have been. So what is the situation with Tasha and the options on the table, considering some of the fighters are tied up now?
Well, the original option when we were in the ring, we said to Ben Shalom, boxer, listen, go and get us Katie Taylor or get us Jessica McCaskill. She's the ring belt champion, WBA, that weight. Then he didn't do. Then it was a bit of a surprise, really, because McCaskill was scheduled to fight Hazaban in Croatia, and then next thing we know, she's signed to fight Lauren Price. So that was a bit annoyed, really. I thought Tasha thought it should have been her with the McCaskill and Lauren Price fight Habazan, and the winner of that then to fight the winner of Tasha and McCaskill. So she was a bit annoyed and a bit gutted with that. And then the Michaela Mayer talk, we'll do the rematch. Tasha said, yeah, we'll do the rematch. I think there's been chats with Team Michaela Mayer there up for the rematch, but nobody wants to make that fight. I think originally Riatpo and Billim Smith was got to be a pay-per-view event, so the talk was Natasha and Michaela Mayer on that bill. It's not a pay-per-view now, so it's not on it. So I've said to Tasha, we'll ask them to fight Hazaban then. We'll take that fight. In the meantime, Tasha turns 40 in June, and I want Tasha really to have a fight and one or two fights and be done and out of the sport, and having nothing lined up for him, doing the deal with Price and McCaskill. I just thought, as I said to Tasha, Eddie Hearn wouldn't do that to Brian Peters and Katie Taylor. Do you understand? Natasha thought that she was that to Ben Shalom and Boxer what Katie is to Eddie Hearn, for the way that she's saved the show sometimes, some of the performance, some of the fights. I think her, Dan Aziz and Liam Smith, what they did with Boxer going through the last 18 months, 24 months, bringing it up through, and you thought Tasha would have got that McCaskill kid. There's no point crying about it. People think I'm crying about it. It's just how Natasha felt, really, and it was just like, there's nothing left for her here now. We've got to wait and most probably fight, most probably September, October time now, which is like no good for someone like Natasha and her age, who just won a fight in January. She ought to be out before her birthday and then go again. So it's a shame. The Maya fight we're open for, and obviously then Katie's got this fight coming up, and maybe the last fight for both girls in the autumn, Natasha and Katie. So we'll see.
Lawrence Okolie has walked through the doors. Lawrence Okolie is someone that you were training with in part over in Saudi, I believe. I think you've answered before as to how the link-up came about with that bit of training. But Joe, how do you decide when you get a new fighter that wants to come and train with you? How do you decide whether they're the right fit for you, the gym? And how do you decide whether you know that you can work with them and improve them? Because not every fighter is a fit for every trainer is every fit for every fighter. I'm not saying that's the case here, but what's the process in terms of making that decision from your side?
I think when Lawrence, we did a bit of sparring with Joseph Parker in December. Lawrence basically got for sunbed, came over, did some sparring with Joseph, and before he fought Wilder, Lawrence did okay. Things that I said to him in the corner, he did them, and I thought, well, he listens. And then when he came over in Saudi, he came and did a bit of training January, February time, and he mentioned about possibly there could be a big fight for him. So he did a bit of training, and Lawrence has had a very good career. I'm talking like his last dance, but he's not. He's been an Olympian, been a world champion. He's living in Dubai. He's just becoming dad. And you just think, does he still have that grit and that fire in the belly and that desire? And I just thought to myself, well, the only way to find out is, will you come over to Manchester, come over here to Champs Camp Moss Side, and get involved with a hungry stable of young fighters that's got like Jack Massey in it and all the before mentioned people, to see will he still have it. And I thought he'd come over, and after a week or two he might go, it's not for me no more. But it isn't. He's here, he's 4 or 5 weeks in, he's just finished a good 12, 13 round sparring, say 3 different sparring partners. He's got the appetite, he's got the desire, and I've pushed his buttons, and he's enjoying it, and he's can't wait to go over there and put a performance in. And hopefully the things that we're doing in the gymnasium now, he'll go in there and be able to become a 2-weight world champion.
I have to say I was suitably impressed by the sparring, and I was suitably impressed by Lawrence not holding that. From the conversations I've had with other people in the gym, I said you're really on that to make sure that Lawrence uses his assets and not revert back to the type. Do you feel that you'll have cracked that code come fight night, that Lawrence will have got that bit of the jigsaw into the whole puzzle for him completed?
Yeah, we've analysed, we've looked at what Lawrence done, what causes him to do them type of things in the fights, and we've spotted them and we try to erase them. But like anything, when I step down from the corner at the beginning of round 1, you don't know what your fighter's got to do on the night. We've programmed and we're pushing and getting him not to do things. So hopefully on the night, it hasn't become a habit no more, and he doesn't revert back to type. He does what we've been working on, and only time will see. But things are going very well at the moment with Lawrence. I'm surprised. I said to him, you should be miles better than what you are. You're very coachable. It's just like, how are you not better than what you are? So there's a lot of work for him, and hopefully now, like you say, he'll bring this into the fight.
There's a moment when I was watching the sparring there, you were calling out specific combinations, and you listened to one of them, and he did it to great effect. How much direction do you feel you'll need to give to Lawrence to get him under the guise or the mold that you want to see from him? How much direction compared to other fighters that you have in the gym do you feel that you'll need to give to him to make him the fighter you want him to be?
I think like all the fighters, whether it be Crawler or Natasha Jonas or Paul Butler, we have a game plan, and it's my job in the corner to make sure that we stick to that game plan. They don't let their emotions override what they're really wanting to do. And it was the same with Lawrence on the night. We're going into a right bear pit of an atmosphere over there. It's got to be very hostile. And Lawrence has got to not fight with his emotions. He's got to stick to a game plan. I'll be shouting, I'll be bellowing, and he's got to stick to it. And if he does what he says, then he'll do it. But he understands, and this is what all this training camp, it's our first training camp together, and we're going into the Lions Den, but things are going very well, like you've seen today. But it's all right doing in the gym. He's got to take that out of here now and do it elsewhere. So in the ring on the night. But no, I said so earlier, he's very coachable, and he's doing what I'm asking of him.
On small, eye on heavyweight?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think Bridgerweight's a good division for the people. Like, you can hear him laughing then after 13 round sparring today, and he told me he was tired. I'll give him laughing on Monday. But listen, but that shows you the good place he's in. But yeah, exactly. Bridgerweight up to 16 stone. There's some small heavyweights out there. If you look at Joseph Parker, if you look at Deontay Wilder, that are always in around the 15.5, 16 stone mark. It could also entice them to come over and fight Lawrence Okolie for that belt, or it could, like I say, let Lawrence have a defence in that, get his feel and his weight about it before he moves into the heavyweights, where you're talking your 18, 19 stone men. So, yeah, obviously the main job is, though, just to go and become a two-weight world champion. And like Lawrence said, if he wins this, he's got to be like Mayweather. He's got to be walking around that WBC belt all day, all long. And I think not being a world champion now and people talking about you as a world champion of that, I think Lawrence knows that now, what it's like to be on the outside, and he's back hungry, and he's willing to get that belt.
You feel that the CBS match is one that you want him to take and want to be part of?
I think whatever's gone on Chris Billam-Smith in the past, that's it. He's not on my radar. We don't want to talk about it in the gym. We're talking about Bridgerweight, a new division, and the fighters that are in and around there, or in the heavyweight division. So that's gone now, that Chris Billam-Smith, unless he moved up at a certain point. But Chris Billam-Smith's only talked in the gymnasium when it's Jack Massey.